It's a little dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What a ring. Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I'm hoping some bread out the weave. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me?
Hey, everybody. It's us again. It's the Snark Tank Podcast. Whoa, boy. Derrick is once again not here. He's still
trapped in Europe.
Yeah, he's still in, I think he's in the Catacombs in France. And he says apparently the electrical down there is not suited to modern hardware. So, you know, he doesn't want to be responsible for burning down the catacombs. Although, in my opinion, you know, that could go away and we'd be fine.
Fun fact. People go there every year and get lost in those catacombs. Like, every year. Maybe not last year, because, you know. But
that can't be real. I don't believe that, actually.
People go down to the catacombs and get lost.
What do you mean?
That's the thing.
Like, how?
What do you mean?
How do you
people
get lost?
People go in the forest and get lost.
No, but how do you go off course in a tunnel?
No, it's not just a simple straight shoot tunnel. It's like a bunch of fucking ins and outs and shit.
But surely, like if they're opening it up to people, surely they have to have an understanding of, like, they must have mapped it out. Like, there's no way that they
You would
didn't...
assume they would, but people still do go down there and get lost. Like regular.
I feel like that's an urban myth that people get lost. All right, hold on. Catacombs, France, Lost.
Is an episode of Lost that takes place in the catacombs of France.
Teens spent 3 terrifying days lost in the catacombs under Paris. Okay. Teenagers rescued from Paris Paris catacombs after 3 days. That's 2017. Most bone-chilling Paris catacombs legends and myths. Okay, wait.
It's not a myth that people get lost there, dude.
I just can't believe that they don't have that area completely mapped out and they couldn't, like...
I think it's mapped out, but I don't think the masses have the information on those maps.
But isn't it like a tourist attraction? Isn't there, like, don't you have to, like, buy tickets or something, or, like, you gain entrance to it? Like, you can't just, like, walk in, like, stumble into the catacombs, can you?
Maybe. That might be possible.
Look, if anybody's from France somehow, there's apparently a lot of you, because when we were doing the when we were doing the Vault of Glass in Destiny 2, we did some LFG.
That was so ridiculous. That was such a ridiculous moment.
We were looking for players to fill out some of the roles, and, like, the 2 people we met, we met one person in, like, Japan, right?
We met one person in Japan who was he was an American from Japan. He might have been Asian American, we don't know, but he was American from Japan who spoke French also. And then there was another guy from Boston who was in France. And I was just like...
Yeah, and they were
speaking French during the raid, and we were like, yo, guys, that's really cool. But the English speakers need some help, you know?
The odds of that, I feel like, are pretty astronomical, but I guess they must not be if we came across it.
They are, man.
I don't know.
Americans are people that don't speak more than one language. That's it.
That's because we inherited the earth. But anyway, so Derrick's not with us. He's got a power issue where a lot of his electrical is not good enough to withstand the power it takes to record a quality program like this. So hopefully,
Snark Tank Podcast.
Hopefully he'll be. I actually don't know how long he's going to be in the catacombs. But I assume it won't be that much longer. So maybe by next episode, surely by the episode after that, he'll be back and right as rain. But in the meantime, there's another episode of just me and Sweeney, and we're going to be talking a little bit about, obviously last episode was E3 centric. So a lot of your questions, just so happen to be video game oriented. So later on in the program, that'll be what that is. But in the meantime, we got some things to talk about, namely, I just want to bring this up just because I feel like it's relevant. I feel like we should mention it at least once. It is officially after June 15th. So in California anyway, masks are done. Pretty much you can walk into anywhere without a mask. People are still wearing them, which kind of bothers me because it makes me feel like, what's the point then? Like, are we just going to keep doing this forever?
I mean, we should keep the mask on for now because I know this is gonna bite Californian ass. 110% it is. But
how?
Because a lot of people aren't vaccinated, dude.
Well, at that point, that's their problem, though. Like, listen,
That's
our
their problem.
friend,
What happened? We can still get it. We can still get COVID.
Well, yeah, but the whole point is that the vaccine will not kill you. That's like, you can get it, but it's not gonna fuck you up. And at that point,
You never
dude,
know, man.
look, at that point, fuck it. Like, honestly, like, if it's that unavoidable, that I would rather die in 3 weeks than wear a mask for the rest of my fucking life. Like, fuck that.
I mean, wearing a mask isn't inherently detrimental. You're sounding like a Q right now.
No, it's just we're done. Listen, our friend Smokey flew in from Costa Rica and got the vaccine fucking no problem. If you don't have the vaccine right now, I don't care about you, for real. Like, get it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Get
People
the disease.
People should have it.
Get COVID and die, and I'm fine with it. Like, go away. Cleanse yourself from the earth. We don't need you. For real. Like, sincerely. At this point, like a couple months ago, my sympathies were a bit higher. It was harder to find vaccinations. It's like, I get it. There's a lot of immunocompromised people who might not have been able to get it. I understand. But there's no fucking reason why, if you are immunocompromised and you wanted to get the vaccine, that you shouldn't have had it already. So as far as I'm concerned, every unvaccinated person right now, it's on you. It's on you, bro. Sorry. Like, I'm not going to live the next 70 years kids growing up not knowing how to read facial cues because they've never seen the bottom half of a person's face. Like, I'm done with it. It's
I would say that people should just get the vaccine just to be safe. Just so you have your insurance of, like, at least I got some sort of defensive buff going on in the situation. But some people are refusing to do it, and that's their choice. I'm going to still wear my mask because I want to at least know that I'm doing everything I can to prevent the spread. That's just as far as I'm going.
But who is out and about that isn't vaccinated? And if they aren't, fuck them, dude. Like, for real. Like I can't have sympathy.
I just want to help. I just want to help people not die. But
you know how you help?
Just getting vaccinated.
You get vaccinated, and then you spread it as far as possible.
Look,
you knock out all the weak links.
I got the vaccination first in my friend group.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm getting it.
Yeah, and by the way, immediately you went to Disney World and came back before any of us were vaccinated. So don't give me that, like, I want to protect people shit.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I did, but you had already had your first shot. When I came back, you already had your first shot, actually. And then no one else was here, and it was just me, you, and Paul. So don't flip that shit on me. You already half defended. You already had half defense. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure we all had COVID. Well, at least me, you, and Gabby had COVID.
I think we got it in early January. I'm fairly certain. We were all so sick.
Definitely in April. In March, I was feeling a little hilariously bad. But
I know, like, in late January, early February, I was really sick. I forgot all of my childhood. My blood was like a peculiar green color for a little bit, but, like, after, it cleared up pretty quick,
Your blood turns green, and I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. That's a huge red flag.
That's not COVID?
No, that's like a mutation.
Oh.
That's like gamma irradiated shit.
Interesting. All right, I guess I'll make an appointment. But yeah, so that's happening. Thought I'd acknowledge it. Some good news. Some signs of, like, at least some return to normalcy. Maybe eventually people will become normal again and stop looking like bandits. But
I like the whole bandit vibe.
You like the whole bandit vibe?
I like the bandit aesthetic of 2020.
I hate it. Everybody looks so stupid.
Everybody looks so mysterious, like raccoon, sort of.
How do you date in this environment?
I mean,
I've been
dating the same person.
Exactly. So you don't have any
2016.
insight.
So I don't know. I'm chilling.
You can't really meet it. You're just taking a huge gamble.
Losers.
Imagine, like, you see somebody who looks perfect, and then they've got, like, no jaw.
They got the jaw like Melina from fucking Mortal Kombat. Takes her mouth, and her mouth hangs down and droops. It's shit.
Yeah, it's not a fun situation to be in. But
for some, it's fun. People are sick. Last week we were talking about people farting on microphones and getting paid for it. So humans are sick.
That is true. Yeah, there's no floor to the depths of the depravity of the human pool.
It
just
always
keeps going.
Deeper bottom.
You keep going. You keep swimming down until you resurface in China or something. You know, like it's
you keep swimming. It's like a Destiny season. Like you do a bunch of work, but then another season comes around, and you're like, well, more to be done. You know.
Yeah.
There's
Now
more here.
now I'm behind. I don't remember what the fucking what's the new
my
currency.
Power, I'm 10 down. My power level's 10 down. I gotta do all this work again and get the max light. It's a lot of work, man.
It's a mess, man. But yeah, so that's
Life is a mess.
That's occurring. Cyberpunk is back on the PlayStation Store, even though Sony is specifically saying, like, don't play this on PS4. Don't do it. Don't play it on PS4. My assumption is, and I talked about this a little bit on Sacred Symbols, but, like, they must have just been like, dude, there are, like, so many broken games on your store already. Like, why us? Like why specifically? At least, like, you can play it, and it's, like, you know, got production value to it. Have you ever seen that game Life of Black Tiger?
That's a real game.
Yeah, it's like this fucking... It looks like a Bible... it looks like one of those old Bible games. Like the Great Zoo Race or something. Like, it's a bad... It looks terrible.
Oh, my Lord. That's a PS4 game?
Well, hold on. Let me see. Life of... It might be PS3. Black Tiger. But I think you can play it on... Yeah, PS4. Yeah, 2017 preview trailer, Life of Black Tiger.
Oh, my Lord. This looks like a fucking PS1 game.
I know.
Looks like an early PC game. Looks like something you'd be playing the same time you'd be playing, like, Baldur's Gate, the original one.
Yeah, like, dude, I'd rather play, like, a Cyberpunk where, like, everybody vanishes behind me than play this. You know? Like, so, like, I bet they were probably like, yo, the fuck, dude? And then Sony was like... Okay, but we're going to tell people not to play it. Which is a wild caveat.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I think it's pretty amusing.
This game looks so bad. Whoever made this, you suck.
Did you see this fucking Green Goblin dude in Manhattan who's flying around on an actual glider?
No.
It's trending right now. Green Goblin entertainment trending. If you click on it,
it's no. I don't think I have the same. Our trendings are usually different, right?
I mean, I don't know. It's trending for me, but it's like I retweeted it also. But it's just this dude just straight up. It straight up looks like Harry.
What the fuck is happening?
Are you watching it?
Yes. What type of shit is this?
It's the fucking Green Goblin, dude. He's fucking goblin.
He's on a drone.
He's goblining. Like, all around the fucking Times Square, dude. This is real. I've been dreaming my whole life for this technology. You could stand on a drone. That's amazing. I want to do this. Would you do this if you could?
No.
Why not?
Because if you fall in New York, you're getting robbed.
What if you don't fall? What if you can't fall?
In New York, they're looking at you for being above them, and they already hate you for that. That's why in New York, we look at skyscrapers, we're like, fuck you guys.
I don't think that at all.
You don't?
No, not in New York, because the whole place is skyscrapers. Like, I knew people who were poor as shit who lived in the fucking, what is it, the
Marriott or some shit.
No. They just lived in like a really high floor of like some tenement building, and it's just like
like a project.
Like elevation does not it does not equivocate to
prestige. It used to, though.
To wealth in my mind, because New York is so weird like that. Everywhere else it does, though, for some reason. Like, if I see
the thing is that New York in Manhattan, it might equate more than other boroughs, but you are right. There are still, like, tenement buildings that have 32 floors back home. And you're like, what the fuck? And then the elevator breaks, and you're like, yo, we're not Dude, my cousin lived on the 13th floor. And we went shopping, and the freaking elevator broke. And I was like, why the fuck did I come over this day? Why did I decide to come over this fucking day? And they were like, Iho, start bringing stuff upstairs. And I was like, no.
Was it like
grabbing? It was like grocery shopping, like proper, like
right. But was it June? Was it like a summer?
It wasn't the summer. I don't remember. I always remember as being really upset. But I had really strong legs when I was younger from doing shit like that all the time.
It could be worse. Like that, you could be doing that in the sun, dude.
Or deep winter. Yeah.
Well, I would rather deep winter. At least I wouldn't be sweating up a storm because I'd be too cold to sweat. But like fucking yeah. My grandmother lived on the 6th floor, and I remember that was a bitch because there was no elevator. Like you just didn't even have the option. So whenever we would
five
bring
and the 6
shit,
floors didn't have elevators. Yeah.
yeah, I think that building was like, 10 floors or whatever. But she was on the 6th, and it was just like, oh my god, we gotta go all the way up there, and they were like fucking like dingy, like really sweltering. Like even in winter, it would be hot in that staircase, and it was just like, oh my fucking god.
Did you have like the mini landings, or did you have this like all the way up to one floor, all the way up to another floor? Because I lived on the 5th floor when I was in the Bronx, and I would have the first floor be where you'd start, then you go up and you'd have one little landing, and then it'd be one more set of steps, and then it'd be the second floor.
Yeah, it would be
That's how I had back east.
Yeah, it was like staggered. It was like here's one floor, and then it goes up to this weird little platform where there's like a window where you could see outside.
Yeah.
And then it would go up the other way, and the floor would be like maybe the size ultimately.
I'm too big for them now. I'm too big for one of those landings now.
Dude,
adult.
The landings, even just the floors, it would usually be like the floor would be maybe the size of this room that I'm in, probably a little bit smaller, and it would be like 1 door, 2 door, 3 door, 4 door, and it was like that was it. It was insane.
It's so crazy. Looking at New York City buildings, like since we don't live there anymore, and you go and you view them, like even houses back east. Houses back east have such little fucking like proper New York City houses. Let me explain first.
Yeah. Like the Peter Parker
houses
house.
have such little fucking floor plans, but there's always like 2 or 3 floors to the house, which is so weird now because my girlfriend's house, it's like 1 floor and like a bunch of space throughout it. So I'm like, what the? It's just so much. It's such different architecture. It's weird. Yeah. Everything here is like spread out more, opposed to back home. Everything is like right on top. Like we have fucking like 100-floor buildings in New York, which is insane to think about now that I'm not there.
Yeah.
When I was like, oh, that's just how it is.
Dude, I remember like driving by like in the Bronx, there were just these like really obviously like low-income tenement houses or tenement buildings that looked like there was like 30, like 40 floors, and it's like this is wild that's just there. Like I guess, and they're all brick buildings. You know, like I like
fucking like weird brick looking buildings.
Yeah, like I always wanted like a view like that, but at the same time, it's like those buildings probably sucked.
Yeah, and then the thing is that those aren't even big buildings. That's what programs do, because you're like, oh, that's not even big. They're like, this is a big building, but then you go to like Upper Manhattan, and you're like, you go just below Harlem, and everything is fucking like Union. The buildings in Union are huge, bro. Like, to the point you go so high up that if you go on the roof, you'll be feeling like strong winds, like uninterrupted winds because of how fucking high up it is.
Yeah. I remember in the winter, people would get blown off roofs, and they would survive because of the snow and garbage.
The snow, the garbage, and the wind would fucking help you out. If you have a wingsuit, you could jump off that and go wherever. You would be free from everything.
It's crazy, man. Like,
it's wild, man.
I don't know, but this shit's crazy. I'm actually astonished that this dude was even allowed to do something like this.
No one's ever allowed to do shit back home, bro. People just do shit.
Do you think? But like, this dude is flying on a glider. Like this is a fucking straight up a glider. That's just indistinguishable from a glider. I know it's a bunch of drones, but ultimately that's what that fucking thing is. And in Times Square, where like people are always on the lookout for some crazy fucking terrorist shit, we're like,
that's true.
It is astounding. It is a miracle that guy was not sniped out of the sky.
The NYPD were fucking itching. They were like,
they were just vibrating, itching. Like, my aim's not so good when I'm not aiming at my level.
Oh my god! I'll just do something that looks remarkably un-white American. I'll kill you.
Okay. They probably were like, he's flying, so he's a scientist. We can't hurt him.
He must be. We can't hurt him, but keep an eye on him though.
That
just
is,
in case.
This is honestly one of the most amazing things I think I've ever seen. Like, I can't even comprehend how this is possible. I'm something of a scientist myself.
That image. So in our house, like maybe 2 years ago, I found this image where it was Norman Osborn from Spider-Man 1. It was Willem Dafoe saying, "I'm somewhat of a nigga myself." And in the image, they somehow make Willem Dafoe look exactly like a black man.
Yeah.
And
it's a beautiful image.
That has been part of this household for years.
Dude, I thought when you first showed it to me, I remember thinking like, who's that? Like, I've never seen that actor before. Like, I thought you were just showing me a black man that I've never seen. And then I read the caption, I was like, wait, and then it like slowly your synapses slowly start to focus, and you're like, that's Willem Dafoe actually.
Just,
God damn.
Just Negrofied. Oh my God. We gotta make that the what you call it, the thumbnail now.
The thumbnail?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll call it Green Goblin, and it'll just be that. it'll be black Willem Dafoe. Anyway, what else fucking happened?
Will we get in trouble if we have that?
No, right?
I think it's fine.
I don't. It's a funny image, dude. It's like if Willem Dafoe saw that, he would probably be like, "Who's that?" Like, I don't think he
wouldn't even know himself.
I don't even think he would recognize himself. But anyway, something else that happened since we've been gone. I don't know if you followed this whole Batman.
Oh, unfortunately, yes. I have a bunch of not safe for work friends now, so yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I saw that.
I don't know what the hell this was. Like, I think I have to refresh my memory. It was like
I know what it's about. I can give you a
what
quick
was it?
rundown of it. So what happens was, in the Harley Quinn show, there was supposed to be a clip of Batman licking Black Cat's vagina, you know?
Black Cat.
And yeah, not Black Cat. Sorry,
Catwoman.
Not Black Cat. So
Catwoman.
So what happened was, the people from Warner Brothers were like, or DC, they were like, we don't want Batman to do that because of the fact that Batman heroes don't do things like that, you know? That's what it was. But when everybody was like, what do you mean? Heroes don't eat vagina? That's crazy, bro. And I was just like, well, you know, that's kind of part of that's kind of part of the arrangement, you know? You got to do that. That's like half the deal. But what happened was a bunch of artists took to the internet. Even one of our friends, Ren,
yeah,
he himself took to the internet, and they all drew pictures of Batman licking fucking Black Cat's pussy.
Catwoman. Yeah,
it's Catwoman. I just keep saying Black Cat because Black Cat's hotter than me, so that's why I keep saying Black Cat.
She definitely is, but that is, yeah. Like, I'm reading it now. A perfect example. I guess they're talking about like censorship at like, or like, you know, editor's notes at these production houses, and it's like a perfect example of that is in this third season of Harley, when we had a moment where Batman was going down on Catwoman, and DC was like, you can't do that, you absolutely cannot do that. They're like, heroes don't do that. So he said, are you saying heroes are just selfish lovers? They're like, no, it's that we sell consumer toys for heroes. It's hard to sell a toy if Batman is also going down on someone. I don't agree.
Which is right.
I don't agree with that at all.
You can't sell toys.
They had a sex scene in the fucking most recent Killing Joke adaptation where like
Killing Joke. That's true, but that was an air quotes more mature one. And
Harley Quinn not a more mature one?
Say what you like. I think Harley Quinn is hilarious, but it's easy. It's definitely an easier watch and a less cynical watch than fucking The Killing Joke. Now I agree with the idea that like, you know, like parents are gonna be like, because it's not. You know,
Harley Quinn is
really
not
care.
for kids.
You know, people don't really care. You know, like DC, if it just makes the money, they don't care about doing that. But there are gonna be the fucking Twitter parents that are gonna be like, our kids are fans of Batman, and we're watching Batman commit such a sin and licking vagina. I've never licked my wife's vagina in 75 years, and she's fine. And the wife is like just pent up and angry. Like there's gonna be people complaining about it.
Her phone's got like a ton of like numbers that are saved but not named. Because
a ton of them, dog.
Yeah,
he's been cheating on a regular.
Of course,
but it'll be people like that, you know. And like I understand where they're coming from in this moment. They shouldn't have said it the way they did. They said it like fucking lamos. They were like, "Oh, a hero wouldn't do that." It's like, man, not every hero wears a cape, you know.
I really don't understand it at all. I don't know what makes it harder to sell a toy if like I just don't understand how that even works. People will buy toys anyway. These are collectible items. Like they're not like
it's the image because they sell that stuff mostly to children and like they try to keep.
Bro, they made Captain America a Nazi.
That
you
was
know,
fine, though.
like, what do you mean
But I
that's fine?
understand.
It's more
But that
okay to be a
wasn't-
Nazi than it is to eat pussy.
But that wasn't Captain America, though. Like, it's a bunch of nuanced bullshit that I know people would complain about. I think Batman should just eat pussy. That's fine. But I know when they made Captain America a Nazi, though, did you see the reaction of people? People went insane. Like, I stand on the fact that the comic where Captain America was a Nazi was one of the best Marvel events in, like, the last, like, 15 years. But people went crazy, like, oh, it's so bad, it's terrible. And no one can tell me why it's terrible other than Captain America being a Nazi.
I don't know,
People
man.
just overreact.
I just think it's a weird, like, we're in a weird place right now with, like, adult content, because you can be on, like, Netflix and see animated children's vaginas talking and rapping on, like, Big Mouth, and that's fine, but, like, you can't in an adult cartoon show where, like, people are cursing left and right, like, it's all fucked up. You can't have Batman going down on Catwoman. It just seems very bizarre. And the reason, we can't sell toys, it's Batman. You're going to sell, you could have Batman literally say the N-word in a fucking cartoon.
Nah.
As
dude,
long as it's, I swear to you, could do it.
That would fuck up a lot of perception of Batman, bro.
It would
look.
Perception of Batman doesn't result in less toys sold. It just means a fucked up perception of Batman. In fact, it would be like, imagine, let's say, for instance, let's say, here's the thing. Let's say there was a DVD of a show, right? Or like a whole season, complete season, and one episode, Batman says the N-word. They pull it from television. They pull that episode from television. They pull it from future DVD prints. There's one DVD of that episode left on the planet. You're telling me that DVD is not going to sell for literally thousands of dollars?
Well, obviously but that's because of the uniqueness of that DVD being the only one. It's
right.
not simply, but the idea is that if a character, like when you change characters, when you have characters do certain things, particularly when it comes to the OG fans, or when it becomes to, like, because everything is made, it may be mature content, but it's still for children, because that's who's easiest to market toward.
I don't think that's the case.
It is. Dude, they're the easiest. They're the market, because children buy children are the ones that they like, hey mom, buy me this, and they do that. It's for kids still, even though I hate it.
So is Deadpool for kids?
Everything is made for kids in China, bro.
But is Deadpool for kids?
I would say yeah.
So, but Deadpool
is way lighter, but like Deadpool's like in his movies are just kind of funny. Like there's nothing about Deadpool's movies that aren't like all over the place in regular movies we have that exist in the world, you know?
I mean, the part where he like jerks off with a baby hand is kind of, you know.
That's implied. He doesn't actually do it. It's implication of it.
I mean, I don't think they were going to literally show like.
They would just show Batman coming up from doing it, probably, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, they weren't going to animate fucking Catwoman's quivering clit. Like they weren't going to do that. They weren't going to do that.
I don't think they were either, and I think that like they worded it wrong, and the way they went about it was wrong. But I do think people would have complained about it.
Look,
because you have to do everything you can to appease stupid people.
I understand,
because they're the fans.
I understand. I think it's fucking bizarre. Also, whoever said heroes don't do that, his wife is cheating on him for sure, like 100%.
Absolutely.
I'm sure if I go in my DMs, she's there probably.
Just like, hey, Sween,
someone, anyone.
I know you're with Lily, but I'll be like, hey, get out of here, lady.
Someone, anyone, please respawn. It's the end of Halo 2, but it's this dude's wife.
This dude's wife trying to get at least a little bit of lick and lap on the fucking.
God damn, dude! I thought that was hilarious. Like I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
Heroes don't do that, man.
I mean, I guess in some people's world, but so do villains then?
Probably.
Is that the implication? Is that villains?
I think. Well, Venom's not a villain anymore.
Venom clearly.
Carnage.
Venom clearly does.
Yeah, Venom and Carnage. They got the tongues for. They're all up inside you with those tongues. Who else? I feel like Green Goblin doesn't. I feel like Green Goblin is a selfish guy. He wouldn't do it.
Green Goblin is definitely selfish. I don't think Green Goblin eats pussy. I don't think that's
the
real.
Joker. The Joker will probably eat pussy so much you'll go crazy. That's probably what he did to Harley. He probably ate her pussy so well she went bananas.
Yeah, that's probably all he does.
There was no vat of acid. It was just like he ate her pussy and she went fucking bonkers, and now she's what she is now.
That's why his face is white. The pH balance.
Oh my god! All that pH. He's rubbing his whole face in her vagina.
Oh my god, that's an
his hair
amazing
turned
theory.
Green. That's a fucking somebody write that alternate character.
Yeah. He probably that's probably all Joker does. Joker probably doesn't even fuck at all. He's probably like, I don't need that. Like, I don't need it.
The Joker probably doesn't understand what his dick does.
Probably,
it can't, because it doesn't immediately lead to a laugh or murder. So he's just like, it's just here. I just pee out of it. That's it.
Yeah, fucking all right. I think.
Who else?
Yeah, Green Goblin definitely doesn't. Like, I keep coming back to
Dr.
that.
Octopus probably is really bad at it.
Dr. Octopus, God bless him, he tries.
He tries,
but he doesn't know what he's doing down there.
Nah.
He's a hands person. You know, he understands.
Rhino's
he understands
too
what he's doing
furious.
with his hands, but like that's about it.
Rhino's he's isn't gentle at all. He hurts people.
Well, Rhino probably couldn't. You know.
The Shocker obviously the best at it. He's fucking goated. The Shocker's the goated at fucking eating pussy.
The Shocker doesn't know the Shocker. Anyway, what do we got? What do we got coming up? This one thing I had to talk about. I haven't seen it trending at all, but it's relevant to our home city.
Okay, what is it?
So this New York City Council candidate had a video leaked of him at a BDSM club, which in and of itself, dude, listen,
it's not that
do what
bad.
you need to do. I don't care. Like, fine. I've been to Bar Sinister. I've seen this shit happen. Like, whatever. Fucking do what you need to do. But what's hilarious about it, and I can't fucking believe this, his name is Zach Wiener. Like, how could you possibly? That's like, hey, this is my son Jeeves. Guess what he will be when he grows up. You know? You're damned to this life.
That's.
He took a second to process. I just love it. It's like Anthony Weiner too. That other Weiner guy, Anthony Weiner, who like sent all his dick pics everywhere. It's like, it's amazing. People just grow into their names.
When your name is Weiner, you really gotta have like a good head on you. You gotta be able to deal, because like if your name is Weiner and you're in school, I'm making fun of you.
Oh yeah,
like I'm making fun of you, bro. I'll be like, yo, I would sing the Oscar Mayer Wiener song to him every day. I'd hold him down and sing it to him.
He becomes a vegan because he can't stand the sight of wieners and fucking meat and sausage.
I would definitely kiss him without him paying attention. It's good, Wiener. And he'd be like, yo, stop, dude. That's not cool. Like,
what's good, Wiener? Jesus fucking Christ. That is heartless as fuck.
Plant one on his fucking lips. And he's like, bro, seriously, stop.
That's
Stop
like the head
that.
of
That's not cool.
That's like the head of Microsoft, or like one of the main guys at Microsoft. His name is Matt Booty. It's like that guy must have insane confidence to have been like, yeah, you know what? My name's Matt Booty and I'm head of Xbox. Like, how do you achieve that with that? Surely that's a bullied kid, you know? Sure.
Yeah, he's a bullied soul.
Yeah, that's like,
that's
hey, it's me, Jason bitch. You know, like you're not coming out of any classroom.
My name is Richard Dix. It's like, really?
Dick Dix?
Your name is Dick Dix? Oh, jackpot. I'm not going to be the weird kid in school because you're the weird kid, Dix.
That's got to be so rough, man. I can't even fucking imagine. I'm glad that like my last name is basically Spanish. Like, you know, like you can't, like, no white kid's going to know what that even means. If they did, maybe they'd make fun of it. You know?
My name is Kingston Jameson, and I have a completely like European name. I have like a fucking Irish person's name. So like, I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a very specific name.
It's like that's
it doesn't
my name.
mean it doesn't really mean anything that's like weird. You know?
My last name means James Sons. My first name means the town of Kings. They called me King Stone when I was a little younger, and I was like, that's dumb. And I didn't really get offended by it.
Yeah, that's too stupid to be offended by. Yeah,
like,
that's dumb. I don't like that. Although my name has Topher, which is terrible. You know,
Topher. That's such a terrible. If you go by Topher, you suck dick.
I don't like. Look,
not in a good way.
Look, I'm not a fan of Chris either. It's like pretty fucking.
Topher's worse, bro.
It is. It's just so ubiquitous. Like every class I was in had like 6 Chris's, and it's just like. Oh my god. Okay, I'm Ray then. I would have to go by my middle name just to avoid confusion because I hated hearing my name and then just like looking up and it was just not me. I'm like, fuck. This is like stressful. But I would rather have the same name as like 800 other people than go by the only person named Topher.
Hey, my name's Topher. It's like
Jesus Christ, man.
I
would have more respect if you went by fucking Chrissy. Like Jesus fucking Christ, Topher. Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe even Tien.
Oh, like
my name's
Christian?
Tien. My name is Tien.
My name is Chin.
Like,
you know, like Christian.
Like,
That's fucking stupid.
You're dumb.
I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was funny. This whole like, look, man, go to a BDSM club if you want, but you know. Maybe not a good idea if you're a council member, like, trying to run for things.
Change your
like,
name. Change your fucking name.
Dude, he was blindfolded. Like, don't do that. Like, at least keep your eyes fucking open so you know who's recording you if you're a person of power.
Yeah, dude.
You think I put a blindfold on when I go to those places? Fuck no.
You're going there to see stuff. You're not going there to be fucking blind. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway, we got We got some questions.
Let's hit the questions out.
That we'll run into. I feel like these are going to result in some good conversations. First of all, we got somebody who commented on the last episode, Parappa the Rapper, saying the N-word wrote, and he says, I just got my wisdom teeth removed, and these snarkoleptics are keeping me company. Thanks for replacing my boredom with insanity. You're welcome.
Nice.
That sucks, by the way. Have you ever had your wisdom teeth pulled?
I don't have wisdom teeth.
Me neither. I was born without them.
Yeah, I don't have them.
I remember I had a toothache once, like when I was like really little, and my parents were like, "Oh, you have to get your wisdom teeth taken out." And they took me to a dentist, and they were like, "You don't have one. You're highly evolved." Is what
not
they said.
Highly, you're evolved. You just evolved to not have them. Not highly evolved. The fuck?
Well, we are. That is objectively like a step forward. You know,
it's a step forward, yeah, because we have less chimp mouth than other people.
Chimp,
but like
less chimp mouth.
We do. That's but like you know. The also people that have that don't have wisdom teeth usually don't need braces actually because it doesn't push our teeth out of line. That's why I don't need braces actually.
What do you mean?
Because their wisdom teeth kind of disorient your mouth because they're so far back that when they come in they fuck up your teeth.
Yeah.
So since you don't have them, your teeth are usually more straight. Like my teeth are pretty straight for the most part. I have a gap. That's it.
Yeah. That's pretty standard.
And a gap is good luck in like Jamaican culture. So my father and my grandma are like, just keep it. It'll be good luck. And I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
Waiting for that good luck. It's
sure.
pretty fucking late. It's
yeah.
pretty fucking late. But like, hey, you know.
I'm definitely not
Anytime
getting.
now.
I don't got no good luck with a last name like mine. It's all out the window. It's gone.
I'm waiting for good luck.
But fucking dude, that sucks, man. Like I've seen people after wisdom teeth surgeries, and they look like fucking idiots. They just look like when a dog eats a bee. That's how a person looks after they get their shit pulled. It's like it's so gross. Like they're barely people. They're also drugged half the time, so they're just saying shit that they probably mean on a really deep down level, but they would never admit. You know,
You're
revealing
dogs,
shit.
I love how seeing dogs eat. This is a little bit of a take off. We'll get to your question in a second, but I promise we're not gonna go too crazy with this one. But I love how every time you see a dog eat a bee, it's usually a wiener dog or a dachshund. It's usually that kind of dog. Like, why do they eat bees so often?
It's because they're the closest to them, right? Because they're shorter.
But bees aren't exactly on the ground.
But they're on flowers.
Sometimes, you know what? You're right. You're right.
That's probably not the reason, but like it's the quickest solution that I could find. Like,
haven't you noticed that too? It's usually wiener dogs that have the fucking faces all ballooned up.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Maybe they're too stupid to not understand what a bee is. Like, yeah, because I've never seen I've seen golden shepherds in fairness also with like swollen like bee faces, but I've never seen like a husky, or like a fucking like not a boxer, a fucking
pitbull.
Oh my god, what the hell? I don't know breeds as well as I probably should. The big ones that aren't huskies, shepherds. I've never seen a shepherd.
Shepherds are the
Or
tan
like-
black skinned huskies.
Yeah, or like a lassie dog, whatever the fuck that is.
Collies.
There used to be this collie that would like walk, like it was this neighborhood collie, like when I lived in upstate New York, and it would like roam around. It would like stop by every house, and we would like pet it a little bit. And I brought it up to my parents like the other day when I called my dad for Father's Day, and my mom's in the background going, "She's dead." I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, like I understand. It's been 16 years. Like I
I'd
knew she
assume
was
she'd be
dead.
gone by now, but like,
Yeah, but it was just
jeez.
like she almost sounded happy. It was a little concerning, but
She's like, fuck that fucking stupid ass collie always walking by, making me fucking pet it, asshole.
that collie was fucking cute as hell. Its name was
Yes.
Clancy. I remember it.
Aw.
Yeah, it was a cute little collie. Definitely dead though, like long gone, like history, like hieroglyphic at this point, like that dog.
I don't know. Sometimes they make it, man. Every now and then a dog just makes it. And
Well, that
you
dog-
go to your fucking.
That dog was like 9 probably when I got there. So like it would have to be like a mummy like shambling through the fucking there's no way. Like a
Are we ever
deer.
gonna fix that?
A deer probably picked it up. What?
Are we ever gonna fix that? Are we just gonna find a way to have dogs exist as long as we exist?
Do you think that
Like,
that
when
would
are
be
we gonna when are we gonna do that? When are we gonna unlock the genome? Could you imagine a dog that lived through imagine that. Like you would first of all, if you had a dog that just grew up with you, one, they'd become radically smarter in a short period of time. Like maybe 2 generations, they'd be like way smarter animals. And then 2, imagine you having a dog your whole life. One dog your whole life. Dogs would cost a lot more money also. They'd become like more exotic creatures.
Would it be ethical to do that? Would it be ethical to extend the lifespan of a dog from 15 to 17 years, which it normally is? I feel like is like the appropriate ballpark.
I feel like 12 to 17 is like the time of dogs'
Yeah.
lives.
Would it be ethical to extend that from 12 to 15 years to 17 years to
70?
even double, like even just 30 to like 45?
How
Like
is that unethical? How is that unethical? Tell me how it's unethical, then I'll
so-
argue back.
I feel like you would have to edit the creature so heavily, like to the point where it might not even
Be a dog, really?
well, maybe not even not be a dog, but I feel like this is not based in any science, by the way. I'm sure there's going to be people in the comments like, what the fuck are they talking about? I'm going based on bullshit that I feel might be true. But I feel it's like an AI almost, where like if you leave it alive for too long, like it begins to have big problem. I feel like that's the case with people also, by the way. Like I feel like if a person lived to like 175, that person would be fucking insane. Like the 175, if they would even have the energy to be. But I feel like that even happens now. Like I feel like what was the human lifespan? Like usually like 50? And now it's
I think it was like 40 something.
dude,
And
they're
now
old.
its average
Yeah.
is 70.
Yeah, and now even that, I feel like older people are just like, the fuck? Like, I'm already over it, you know? So I can't even fucking imagine doing this tenure of, like, this sentence of life that I've done, like, 3 more times, or 2 more times. That sounds like hell to me. So I would imagine a dog, you know, it has a lot of fun. Like, it's a puppy, and then it's like a dog, and then it's like, oh, I'm having fun, I'm playing fetch and shit. And then it gets old real quick. Like, I feel like it's real quick that dogs, like, get old and die. Like, because my first dog, that I can remember anyway, the white mini poodle,
Yeah,
she
you're
lived
the fucking boundless energy dog. A dog
She
had way
lived-
more energy than it should have.
she lived for ages. Like, I can't remember how old she was. She was, like, I think, like, 19 or 18 or some crazy shit. Like, really old. And she was, like, spry and fast and, like, running all over the place. And then the last week, she was like, yo, I'm checking out. Like, I'm out of here. Like, I can't do this. This is insane. The market's going to collapse. Like, I can't. And she left, you know? And it was super quick, like, that happened. And I would imagine it would just be even longer if they were allowed to live even longer than that.
The thing is that, well, they don't live very long, right?
Right.
So if they lived longer, they would have a chance to learn more as they live, similar to sort of like us, you know? Because I think out of mammals, I think we have the best lifespan. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Out of mammals, I think humans have the longest lifespan. Not animals, period. We definitely don't. Turtles live way longer than we do.
I'll look it up, but I think you're right. I think that's accurate. Longest living mammals. Whales. But that's like,
whales.
that's a fucking ocean. That's like that's a whole fucking different. Whales can live up to like 200 years, which is fucking stupid, by the way.
That's crazy.
Isn't that fucking disgusting?
That's not disgusting. That's why they're so that's why they're not angry. That's why they just live. They don't bother things. They just like, we're here and we exist on this planet and it's beautiful and we're just enjoying our time here. They've ascended. They're like, their brains are in a higher plane than ours right now.
It seems like it's whales. And then I think of mammals, we're definitely up there. The rest of it's like fish. Like fish.
No,
like
sharks can live up to 500 years.
No, they can't.
What type of fuck shit is that,
No, they
dude?
can't. No, they can't.
The Greenland shark can live between 300 and 500 years.
That can't be right. No, shark lifespan on Google, it says 20 to 30 years.
The Greenland shark. I don't know exactly what that is.
Greenland shark lifespan. Impossible. Impossible. What the fuck? 250 years?
That's like the min. That's near the min. That's crazy.
What the fuck, dude?
They're so slow, though.
Good.
They live such lethargic lifestyles.
That is fucking disgusting.
That's why.
Is that older than America? How old is America?
Yo, those sharks can be older than America. America's like 300 years old.
America, 1776. That makes the country 244 years old as of July 4th, 2020. So there could be a shark out there right now that's older than our fucking country.
There could be a bunch of sharks out there that are older than our country.
I hate this fact. I regret even bringing this
I remember before the triangle slave trade.
Jesus
I remember
Christ.
when these waters weren't touched by man for years.
But beyond that, carp can live up to 100 years. Which you wouldn't think if you owned a goldfish ever.
Yeah, because they're not meant to be in the place that they're in. That's why cars supposed to be in open water. Or not open fresh water.
Elephants are about 70 years. Galapagos land tortoises are like 193, which is fucking...
That's crazy. So that means I thought turtles lived the longest on the planet. I thought they were the longest. What's the longest lived animal? I guess those sharks are, but
it must be those sharks because this is fucking stupid right here.
Longest lived animal. I guess it's that shark. It has to be.
Yeah.
No.
Kingston, you can't tell me that there's something that lives longer than 250 years.
Wait.
What are you saying? What'd you find?
Average.
Camels live up to 50. You could probably have a pretty loyal pet camel.
So they said there's an estimation of a whale discovered in ancient ivory spears still lodged in its flesh that were over 1,000 years old in a particular whale.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I can't. That doesn't make sense.
I can't accept that as a fact.
The bonehead whale, it lives about 200 years. The bowhead whale. But that one, they said they found 100-year-old things, spikes within it. 1,000-year-old. The world just got way, way bigger.
The ocean is so fucked, man. Like that's what I'm talking. Like maybe I'm just getting upset the more I think about the ocean. But it looks like the whales are. We are the longest living land mammal though. That is true. With a lifespan of about 70 to 80 years. Cuz elephants are just before us with like 56, like 60. So
that's crazy how every animal that lives for a long time ascends into a non-violent state. But humans just suck. I guess we're young. Humans are young. We're younger creatures than elephants, I guess.
Well, humans also, like, when they get old, they just, like, they're not really fucking people up,
They're not, but, like, young elephants aren't aggressive,
Young elephants aren't aggressive on purpose, but, like, they could probably, I'm sure there's an elephant.
Heat, they hurt people sometimes because they just, like, they just want to fuck, so they get rambunctious, so they knock people over and shit, but, like, they don't want to hurt you.
That's true, yeah. Humans are terrible.
Dude,
This
you
is
ever seen videos of people just going back to an elephant after 20 years and the elephant comes up to them and it's like, hey, dude, it's been a while. And it's like, what the fuck? How do you remember him? It's like, I remember you. I don't even look the same. I was a kid when you saw me. It's like, yeah, but you know, same dimensions.
Oh my fucking god!
Elephants are a fucking blessing by God, man. I mean it.
Dude, I remember when like my grandfather had a parrot, and that parrot had been in the family. I remember his name was Petey, and I remember he was like 50 when I was a child, and I'm fairly certain he's still alive. He's chilling in Florida, I think, but that is deeply unsettling because that parrot is about 20 years older than the last time I saw him. And it probably is fine. It's probably the same exact parrot. Probably
Parrots
remembers
live a long
me.
time, dude.
Dude, they're disgusting. Like any
They
bird.
also, there's so many of them, dude. There's like at least like 35 species of parrot. I can check.
Yeah, there's a lot of parrots are like because they multiply like fucking crazy. Like that's why in Pasadena, California, there's like parrots that escaped from like a zoo or some shit or like some aviation. It's not a zoo when it's birds.
Aviary.
It's like aviary.
There's 350 different species of parrots.
There's only one type of human. How insane is that?
But yeah. Whoa, that was like some really like non-ignorant like fucking like world-changing shit you just said. Like whoa.
There's 350 different parrots, but there's only one of us.
There's only one kind of human, and we still can't get it right, huh? Can we?
Yeah, we just keep poisoning the ocean.
What was his question, dude? What was his question? It was a question at first.
Oh, he wasn't asking a question. He was just saying like, "Thanks for fucking wasting my time," and not because he got his teeth pulled. And then we got off. And then we got off on some bee tangent about dogs eating bees, and now we're talking about whales that live up to fucking 2,000 years.
Now we're talking about parakeets.
Can you imagine just being? I can't think about it anymore. Let's move on to some. Huh?
I would love a dog that aged the same rate as me. That'd be fantastic because you'd have a friend forever.
That's true. Like so it's not just a dog that lives longer. It's like a dog that lives the same life but like kind of stretched out to like account for like our lifespan. So like it would be a puppy for like 6 years or something about that, and then it would like
that would kill you. I think losing that dog would kill you because it'd be so painful.
Yeah. It's already like if somebody had the gall, the absolute the nerve to gift me a puppy, I would fucking hate them. Like, I would be so upset. Because what I think, if somebody buys me a dog, all I'm thinking of is, wow, you've just given me an indiscernible amount of heartache in about 15 years. That's what you've given me when you gift me a puppy.
Losing a dog, do you know what's crazy? I've never had a breakup that hurt more than losing my shepherd, man. Never. That shit broke my soul in part because I was like, oh, that dog was my best friend, and now you're gone.
Yeah.
Worst pain ever, bro. Guys, worst pain losing this dog.
Yeah. Especially if you got like a fucking I Am Legend relationship.
It's like that's my fucking homie.
Did
like,
the dog
I call that dog?
Did the dog do the suicide bomb, or was it Will Smith?
It was Will Smith, not the dog.
Did they
the
both
dog
die?
Got infected. The dog got infected. Remember?
Right.
Break its neck.
That was a weird movie for him to make, like kind of out of nowhere. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever the hell we're talking about now is just completely out of pocket.
Okay, it's just garbage now.
Johnny Boy wrote in. He says, "Hello, Cleveland, Hermes Conrad, and Steve Smith. What is your thought, or what are your thoughts on Chicago-style deep dish pizza? This comes from a fellow Puerto Rican man from Illinois. P.S. I'm surprised that this hasn't been asked before, or I don't remember. I actually don't think it has. I can't remember ever talking about Chicago deep dish on anything.
On a podcast. We talk about it in person all the time, but on a podcast, we talked about it with Gus and Eddie actually. But
that's true. Yeah, we did.
Chicago deep dish is a pie. It is not a pizza.
I would agree.
It is a pie. It is delicious on its own right, though. Don't get me wrong. It is an amazing meal. Like, if you want to get full, you eat a slice of deep dish, and you're like, I'm out the fight for now. Like, I'm good. You know, you need like maybe 2 slices to be like, all right, like I need to take a break. It's too much for me. But they're not the same thing. They're not. They have the same ingredients. They're constructed differently. They're not the same thing. I love them though. Still respect them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's weird. Like, I think I agree. Where it's just more like, this is delicious, but like if I'm in the mood, this happened actually while I was in New York, and I was actually furious. This isn't about deep dish. It's about a Sicilian, which is like, you know, a lot of bread, minimal cheese in comparison. Mm-hmm. And I remember my aunt was having people over. I hadn't been in New York for a while. She was like having people over. It's like, hey, we'll have pizza. And I was like, oh, I'm excited to have pizza. Yeah. And then I got there and it was Sicilian. Now, listen, Sicilian's good. I like a Sicilian. But that has to be disclosed because a Sicilian isn't the same as a slice. It's not the same as a pizza.
You are
even
right.
if it is one.
That is.
It all depends on, like, dude, there's so much, there's texture, there's like volume, there's like just the amount of fucking bread that's in a slice. It's a completely different thing. So it's like, I remember I got there and they were like, what, you don't like Sicilians? It's like, no, I like Sicilians. I'll have a slice, but like I was getting excited and I had my palate ready for like a nice like pepperoni slice. And now I've got this margarita fucking Sicilian, and it's like, this isn't what I was prepared for. And the same thing, I think, applies to deep dish. If I'm going to a pizza party, and they're like, hey, we got pizza here, and I'm excited, and I get there, and it's Chicago deep dish, I'm going to have a slice, but I'm going to be disappointed that they didn't just tell me, hey, we're having Chicago deep dish.
Now, look, okay, I understand that, you know, I get it, because of when I was younger, I never had the whole palate thing where it was like, oh, there's food here, then it's changed. I'm like, that's not that, unless it's seafood. If there's a party like, oh, we're having food and there's seafood there, and I get there, they don't tell me, I'm causing a scene. I'm having a fucking fit. But like, usually I don't mind. But as I've gotten older, when I expect one kind of food and it's not there, I get a little upset. I'd rather just not know, honestly.
Yeah, for real.
So I expect like, oh, they were just gonna have food, then I get there and I eat, opposed to like, oh, we're gonna have Mexican food and I get there and it's Italian food. Both are fantastic foods, but I was hoping for one, and now I'm not gonna really want the other. Because I agree with you on that.
You get excited. You get like, oh man, you know what it is? It's like biting into a cupcake, but it's a muffin. You know, and it's like, it's not that muffins are bad, it's that I wasn't expecting a fucking muffin. The brain is crazy, man, and you can't just put expectations in people's head like that if you're just gonna switch it up on them to such a massive degree. And I know it probably doesn't sound like much. It doesn't sound like a massive difference between a deep dish and like a New York slice, but it's
very different. It's very different. They're not the same thing.
It's so different. I would argue they're not even the same. Like, they call it a Chicago deep dish pizza, but like, it's more like a fucking casserole or like a fucking or like a pie.
It's a pie. Know? It's a meat pie. It's a meat and cheese pie. They're great. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love pizza. Like, my favorite foods are pizza, tacos, and like burritos and shit like those are like my go-to like foods. But in deep dish is up there. It's really fucking delicious, especially if it's well done and they cook the cheese the proper way. So like when you're cutting into the cheese, it's like it's great. It's fantastic. But you gotta let me know what that is, and that's not exactly pizza. That's why it's called Chicago deep dish, and there's Brooklyn style pizza. There's different types of things. All due respect, love them both though.
Totally.
Sorry for all the Philly people out there.
Why Philly?
Sorry, Chicago. I said Philly. Philly cheesesteaks are amazing though. You guys have to have one. They're
Philly
unbelievable.
Cheesesteaks are really good.
They're
Philly is like, Philly's weird because Philly's like this. It's like someone copy pasted New York, but like something got fucked up. Like nothing's the same.
Philly reminds me of Queens.
Yeah, exactly.
Philly reminds me of Queens. It's like it's not quite as New York as like the Bronx or Brooklyn, but it still definitely feels like the same people. Like, cause sometimes when I see Philly accents in like shows. I'm like, could that be a New York accent exactly?
Yeah.
I'm
It's
like,
weird.
Could that be New York accent exactly? But they hate each other. New Yorkers in Philadelphia, like Bostonites, fucking can't stand each other. Like that's like Justin our friend Justin is from Philly. He was born in New York City. He's also a fellow Puerto Rican born in New York in the Bronx, but he moved to Philly, and he said people didn't like him just because he was from New York for a while. People just did not like him, and it's like it's all because of baseball. That's insane to me.
When you're born at the top, everybody below you is gonna hate you.
I mean,
you know, it's just how it goes.
That's true.
It is.
You guys didn't have Philly didn't have a 9/11. All I gotta say.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it wouldn't have even been worth Al Qaeda's time to 9/11 Philly. So
what are we gonna do?
Let's
the Red Sox
understand.
Stadium?
Let's
Red
just
Sox Stadium. The losers.
Fenway.
Fucking losers.
Or not Fenway.
Park,
fucking.
fuck those. Is it Fenway?
No. Fenway was. Oh my god, what was Fenway?
I think
hold on.
Fenway's theirs.
No, Fenway Park is. Yeah, it is the Red Sox. So it's not Philly. It's Boston, but
Same shit.
yeah, same shit. It's just
Same
not.
Palooza.
It's just not New York. I will say I like Philadelphia. I don't like Boston at all. Boston's.
You don't like Boston?
No, dude. Boston. Driving around in Boston is
very
like
true. It's very bad. I've heard.
It feels like you know how when you see a village in like Fable or something, and it's like all these buildings that are close together and these like windy cobblestone roads.
Yeah.
It's like that, but they expect normal traffic to function. Like every road is like in a wheel formation, and then like there's
I think Boston's the oldest state, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I understand, but I mean New York's pretty ancient as well. Like
it's not as old as Boston, dog.
What are the oldest parts of New York?
Is New York one of the 13 colonies? I don't think it is, right?
Of course.
It is? I don't know exactly. I could be wrong.
It must. Like, if New York isn't one of the original 13 colonies.
So there's Delaware.
Yeah, the province of New York.
Don't tell me there's no way. So the first one is Delaware, Pennsylvania, Jersey, Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, Virginia, New York, North Carolina, and Rhode Island. And then they went from there. But that's crazy how New York is only like, I guess they did land in Delaware first, if I'm not mistaken. I remember hearing something about them landing in Delaware first.
Yeah,
but
something like that.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was
Boston
definitely like. It was
Massachusetts
definitely
number 6. It's an old ass fucking place, bro. It's so old, isn't it? Near the Mason-Dixon, like, isn't a Mason-Dixon there?
I forgot what the Mason-Dixon even was.
Or it's in Pennsylvania, I think actually. That's the second oldest. So there you go.
Yeah. No,
old
I understand.
place.
I understand, but Boston was just, I don't know. Like I liked PAX East was fun, but like aside from that, like dude, just moving around there was like a.
Well, we're going there, dude. So be
why
prepared.
are we going to Boston?
For PAX, the next PAX we're definitely going to Boston.
Oh, maybe the next PAX might be in Seattle. We don't know. But,
oh, really? That's even better.
Which would be a lot easier. Seattle's nice, also. I like Seattle. Anyway. That's our thoughts on Deep Dish, Johnny Boy. I hope we didn't offend you. I feel like that was a pretty like non-controversial take.
That was respectful for particularly you and I. That was a very respectful fucking report because we're usually the very rude ones.
Dude, it's pizza. I can only disrespect pizza so much. Like
exactly.
I will say though, I had a slice in Boston. Fucking terrible.
Really, a Boston slice?
Actually,
I thought they were good though.
Dude, well, maybe. I don't know. I could have went to the fucking worst possible place, but last time I was at PAX, I had a slice of pizza that was worse than most of the pizza that I had at California. Like, I'm not even kidding.
That's crazy.
I don't know how you mess it up when you're that fucking close, but you know, get your shit sorted.
Sbarro's, bro. If you eat Sbarro's because you like it, you're crazy.
You know what's sad? Sbarro's is probably like the most reliable pizza out here, and it's still like I still won't get it.
That's to you, Lily, right there. That's to you, sweetheart. You like Sbarro's and you're crazy for that.
That is an insane thing to. She likes Sbarro's?
She likes Sbarro's. That's all she knows. That's all she knows what pizza is. She likes Grimaldi's and stuff like that more. She likes proper pizza more, but she likes Sbarro's because that's all she knows. She's crazy.
That is so disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Does she get it regularly?
She's like, oh my god, it's different. It's so different out here, and I'm like, yeah, honey.
Does she get Sbarro? Did she like? How often does she get Sbarro?
Not very rarely. Like whenever we're in the mall, so very rarely. But like she'll eat Sbarro's.
I can't remember. I think I got Sbarro's out of desperation once when I was here because I couldn't find anything close and even I was still disappointed.
I'll never eat Sbarros. Never in my life. I'd rather die hungry.
I can't believe they're even in New York.
So
you know,
disrespectful.
like isn't that
So
insane?
disrespectful. Somebody
I think they're
say that.
they're in JFK. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they are. I think in the Office episode. I think that's where you got it.
No, not JFK. He got it in just New York
Manhattan?
City, like in Manhattan. Because there is one in Manhattan.
Why?
I don't know why you would go there. Just go to any Joe's, Ray's, Nick's,
Just
or fucking
go to a corner. You'll find a pizza place.
go to a
They're
fucking
all over, dude.
go to a fucking A&P or a Stop and Shop and get a frozen pizza. It's gonna be better than fucking Sbarros. Anyway,
God damn. I'm so
anyway,
mad.
Sbarros, if you want to sponsor our podcast, we're right here.
By all means, though. By all means, if you want to give us money.
Yeah, we are for sale. Karan, I think that's his name. So whatever. What's up, guys? Just wanted to ask if you guys have any favorite video game set pieces. 3 that I think stand out is the nuclear bomb in the first Modern Warfare, the plane crash in Uncharted 3, and Dead Space 2, where Isaac has to fight a necromorph and the space government ship at the same time. I actually didn't play that far into Dead Space 2, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
2 is a masterpiece.
Yeah, I have it installed on the Series X. I don't know why I haven't played it yet, but
I would say set pieces. The approach of what that Italian guy's house in Red Dead 2, obviously.
Oh yeah, so good when the camera like frames it like it's
Yeah.
a movie.
What else?
That's a good one.
So that's one of the best ones I could think of. Another set piece.
It's
What do
hard
you
for
think
me
of?
to.
Oh my gosh, the ending of God of War 3, of God of War 4, where you burst out the house after you have the dream, and Thor's there, and like the lightning starts crackling behind him. Posh.
Yeah, I wish it
And
led somewhere,
then-
but
Hey, calm down. In a year, bro. And then pretty much the rise of Ganon in Breath of the Wild. When Ganon comes out as the giant boar and you fight him there, it's another very good one.
there's
And
a
I
lot
think
of good
that's
ones.
about it for me.
There's
There's a ton of them, and I have to think, and I'll just
the
be
one
there
I could
forever.
think of is like there are 3 that come to mind immediately. The first one is obviously Uncharted 2, the beginning when you're in the train and it it fucks with the perspective, and it's like it's an iconic moment in video games. Especially the cover of that game is literally that scene.
Yeah, it's
Like it's him dangling from a train, and it's like that game is great. That's a great set piece. One that I think is underrated that I don't think a lot of people will talk about is in Halo 3, where
I know
there
exactly what
is.
you're talking about.
I don't think you do. There's a moment on the Ark where you are wading through the sand. You just fight your way through a bunch of like wraiths and choppers and fucking. It's crazy, and then you get like this call. It's all in game. It's not like a cutscene. It's a lot like the Red Dead thing, where it's just like it's fucking perfect and it's all in game. There's no cutscene or anything. And what the Forward Unto Dawn comes in from outer space, and the scale of it is fucking insane.
Oh, when you look up and you see the Ford on how huge it is.
Yeah, and then it
Yeah.
flies in real time from space, and then it like pushes all of the debris back. And, like, all the vehicles you've destroyed, all the dead bodies that you fucking laid at your fucking feet before, you just go flying back because of the sheer mass of the ship coming in. I remember feeling like, just from a sense of scale, and I guess you could count the scarabs in there, too. Those are fun set pieces, too. But that's one. And the third that I think about all the time is in BioShock, when you pick up the shotgun for the first time. If you haven't played it, I'm sorry to spoil this for you. You can fast forward, like maybe like hit the +15 button a bunch of times. When you pick up the shotgun in BioShock, it's under this spotlight in this very dark
love
room,
that part.
and then you pick it up, or it's not under a spotlight. You pick it up and it's a perfectly lit room, and then you pick up the shotgun, and then
And light
all the
flash.
lights cut out.
Yeah.
And then you hear people like running around you. You hear like feet like fucking sprinting around you, and you're like, what the fuck? You hear whispers, you hear the splicers cackling, and then the spotlight hits you, and you're just surrounded by a wall of darkness, and you have no idea where people are coming from, and then they start jumping out of the dark, and it's like this big shotgun moment. That is fucking great. And there's like a lot of littler moments. I don't know if that's a set piece, but it's the thing that I think of.
Another one that's really great is the ending of Metal Gear Solid 3 when you have to kill boss, and the pedals are falling beside you, and you have to choose to pull the trigger, because when I was younger, the second time I played that game, I didn't know you had to make a choice. I just thought she died. And then like I came back one time and I was like, oh my God, she's not dead yet. So I think there's so many. I could go on for days now that I think about it, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Like, those are the ones that come to mind immediately.
Are there any other ones I really like?
I'm trying to think of like,
there's like at least 12 Halo ones.
There's a lot of good Resident Evil ones, I feel like. Resident Evil's got a lot of good ones. Like when Mr. X first shows up, I think that's a really good set piece. The fucking, oh my God. Gears of War, where the Berserker shows up, is like a really great.
Oh my God.
That's a fucking
Dom's
great
death
sequence.
or even Dom's death.
And Gears
3.
Yeah, Gears 3. That was a good one too. There's a lot of great set pieces in video games.
Holy crap, there's just full of them.
Yeah, it's mostly set pieces.
I'm thinking of so many now that I'm getting overwhelmed by it. Like Death Stranding, the fucking ending of Death Stranding, when you first get to the beach. That's beautiful. I don't even like that game, and I think that's a beautiful set piece right there.
It is. It's probably a lot more appreciable. You probably appreciate it more if you didn't have to slog your way through the entire. Like I remember at that point being like really upset, but it is a good. I mean, the entire game of Death Stranding is honestly probably like a really good set piece, especially when like the BT areas start coming in. Then that shit's kind of cool, but. There's a lot. God of War is pretty much exclusively set pieces, so like it's almost like you don't even you can't even count that game. It's almost cheating.
God, like Ghost of Tsushima, dude.
Oh, like what?
The fight with the fight with the guy that gets struck by lightning, like when when you fight the Tengu demon and all those like things are circling him.
Oh yeah,
and they're consuming you. Oh my God, that's pretty much video games are just set pieces now because of how fucking much cinema has become a part of video games. So
Hellblade,
any modern game.
Hellblade is great. Look, man. I
think Red Dead has the best one. I think that set piece when you're going toward that house of I forgot his name.
D'Angelo? Is it D'Angelo?
No, not D'Angelo. It's
There's somebody in that.
D'Angelo's playing in one of the parts you come. Oh my God! When you're riding back after you get back from the island, that's a beautiful set piece. But what else? Let me look.
There's
up
a
Red
lot,
Dead
man.
ones.
There's a fucking ton. The music that kicks in periodically throughout Death Stranding, I think, is gorgeous. Like, I think those moments, even if they're not like specifically scripted or anything, I think. Oh man, there's so many good ones now that I'm like really in the mode of like remembering. They're just so fucking good.
It was the Braithwaite Manor. That's right. What?
Braithwaite
Manor, yeah.
Yeah, like fucking game. Yeah, like dude, like nuking Megaton in Fallout 3 and fucking just fucking. There's a lot of. I think the ending of BioShock, like not the proper boss fight ending, but like when Ryan is giving his speech, I think is fucking.
The ending
fantastic.
of Infinite is beautiful.
Yeah,
Everything from Bloodborne, dude.
We could go.
Or any of the Souls games.
We could go on for literally hours. Yeah, honestly, we could have a whole podcast dedicated to video games.
The more we look at them, we'll be like, "Oh, that was amazing too," and "Oh, look, that was great."
That Braithwaite Manor thing was also fucking.
That one is perfect because the whole gang walks and it literally focuses in like a fucking movie, and you're like, "Whoa, this is serious."
I fucking love Red Dead 2, man. Like I know a lot of people have problems with it. I know Jakey's video is very good, and I agree with it. But, dude, just fucking perfect moments like that. Just they're so rare in video games. Maybe less rare now than they used to be, but like still arguably like super hard to pull off.
I love Red Dead. I always love that game. I think it's the best story. That's one of the best nonfiction stories ever, or fiction historical fiction. Dated fiction, I guess would you call it.
It's historical fiction. It's a period piece, you know.
Period. There you go. Like I think that's the best I've ever experienced in my life. Like it's just a masterpiece of storytelling and characters. So like I love it. I understand the problems with it, but I still play that game if I could manage to sit through it again.
Yeah,
there's just so much time that goes into playing that game.
It's a very long game, and I honestly I've been thinking about getting back into it. I feel like I've forgotten enough of it where like I could probably.
I'll watch you play it if you play it in the living room. I'll watch you play the whole game. I can't sit through it.
Oh,
right now.
dude, fucking Scarecrow in Arkham Asylum, like when he pretends to fuck with your game.
Oh
and
my
it's
God,
like,
yes. We're gonna go on forever because it's gonna keep figuring out. What's the next question? We're gonna keep being like, oh, or this moment.
Wow, that's interesting. I'm looking at a list of top 5 from some fucking random website, and Kingdom Hearts 2: The Battle of 1,000 Heartless is at number 5, apparently, for this site. This is an interesting top 5. So it's like Kingdom Hearts, then StarCraft, Terran Mission 3, Desperate Alliance. I don't know anything about StarCraft 3, but that's number 4.
Person.
Number 3, yeah, I know there's no StarCraft 3. Number 3, Halo 3: The Covenant Scarabs. So that's kind of cool. Number 2, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Rex.
I guess.
I don't know if I would. I think Psycho Mantis was far more interesting than that.
Way better.
And then number 1 is the Madagascar chase in Uncharted 4, which I just remembered is really cool also.
That's insane. When you're going through the whole entire city. First of all, the city in that game is beautiful. That whole entire area is so vibrant and pretty and like sunny.
Yeah,
That
and you know what?
Like, whoa.
You know what I will say too. This is really fresh, but Ratchet and Clank is full of amazing set pieces. Like I just did the robot one, the giant fucking the fixer thing.
It's insane, right?
It's insane how good that sequence is, and I think that's definitely going to be like up there as far as like memorable set pieces and what have you. But like we've talked about this a lot.
Every time you spawn into that game, you can just look out into the world and you're like, whoa. Like it's a good game. I really, really like that game. I hope it sells well.
Yeah. I think it will. I think it's Ratchet and Clank. They always do pretty well. Granted, this one's limited to PS5. So we'll see how if that works. I think by virtue of having an exclusive game anyway means it doesn't have to sell well. It just needs to do well for the console because Sony's like fronting the money anyway. Like Sony's not going to go out of business because Ratchet and Clank didn't sell to people who don't have a PS5. You know, like that fine.
Makes sense.
But also Insomniac's killing it anyway.
They just have not missed yet.
Yeah, they're just making so many things at once. Like they're making Spider-Man 2 as well.
Yeah, that's coming out in like a year or two probably.
Maybe Sunset Overdrive. Who knows? That might get a second one. I hope it does because Sunset Overdrive was great.
Sunset was it was a good game, but it got boring.
I disagree. I think that game is as good as you make it because like you have to learn. It demands that you know how to play it, and like if you're just playing the way that like if you're playing the game to just get through it, you're not gonna have a good time because you can do anything to get through any encounter. It's all about like style. It reminds me a lot of like old
DMC
like Jet Set Radio and shit. Like you could beat Jet Set Radio with very little style, but like
that's true.
The fun is finding that style. But anyway, another question. Hold on, there's a bug on my screen, Rodin. He says, hello, tall, dark, and skinny. Big fan of the podcast and Twitch streams, and a brand new patron to the podcast. There's been a lot of good games to come out lately, but I've noticed a lot of them are single-player. Hades, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, etc. My friends and I have a difficult time finding multiplayer games we can all enjoy without getting tilted or bored. I like the specification of tilted. So I want to know, are there any games you can boot up with your boys knowing you'll have a good time? Keep up the good work. You all bring me the big laughs.
Oh, I got two immediately. The MCC and Knockout City, bro.
Knockout City's good. Like, my default is always going to be the Master Chief Collection because that's endlessly... You can just do whatever the fuck you want in there. Like, the custom game scene is so huge in there that you definitely don't... It's almost hard to get tilted in MCC custom games because it's so fucking nonsensical. We were streaming it with the community not too long ago, I think like a couple weeks back, and it was hilarious. We were cracking the fuck up.
It's just the most fun I've had playing video games like online in a while.
Yeah.
I just play MCC to have a good time.
Knockout City is also really good.
Fun game.
I can't say Destiny because that's one you get tilted with. Like it's really easy to get tilted with Destiny, even if you're just doing PvE shit because you're like, what the fuck? Like it's I don't know. That's one that I could understand being a bit rougher. But I would suggest, dude, there's a lot of co-op shit. Like honestly, just fucking pick up Left 4 Dead. Like Left 4 Dead is so good as just a co-op game. I would even say fucking World War Z is pretty damn good. Granted, there's a lot of zombie shit, Like, I understand. Back for Blood, I think, is going to be great. So I'm looking forward to that. But there's plenty of, like, co-op-oriented games to play. Granted,
Mario
a lot of
games, just a Mario game. Those are just fun games to play with your friends. Like Tropical Freeze, Donkey Kong's a good game. Mario, New Super Mario Bros. That game is fantastic. Like, they're just fun games to play.
Yeah.
Just simple.
I would say co-op is the way to go. Like, because you can play Left 4 Dead pretty mindlessly, but it's still, like, a really enjoyable, just, like, it's just fun to shoot zombies and watch them fucking fall in hilarious ways. Like, it's fun to do that. But you're right that it seems a little bit harder to find more reliable multiplayer games now than it used to. I remember back in, like, 2009, 2010, it was almost hard for people to settle on a multiplayer game. Like, it was like, hey, you want to play Halo 3? You want to play some ODST? You want to play Gears of War? You want to do some Horde mode in Gears? You want to do Left 4 Dead? Hey, Dead Space has multiplayer. What the fuck? Let's do that. Mass Effect 3. You want to do Mass Effect 3 multiplayer? Uncharted has a multiplayer. It's like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah, it was too much for a little while.
It was a lot. It was a lot in games that arguably, like, didn't need them. Like, I don't understand why Uncharted had multiplayer ever. Like, I never... That game does not play well as a shooter. Like, it just doesn't.
People got it, bro.
Yeah, people did. I mean, you know, they needed something. You know, the PS3 was not a multiplayer place. It just wasn't. Like,
it wasn't really.
That conversation was dominated by Halo and Gears at the time. Like, or Call of Duty, I guess, was like the main. And that's why, honestly, it's kind of funny when we think back to, like, some of the friends we know who grew up on PlayStation, how they like Call of Duty because it's the only thing they had. It's like they couldn't play anything else. Like, I don't know anybody. Like, we have a lot of PlayStation friends, like, back in the day, who were, like, hardcore into PlayStation. Never once did they talk about Uncharted's multiplayer. Never once did they talk about, like, Resistance's multiplayer or fucking, you know, Warhawk's multiplayer or whatever the fuck. It was always just, you gonna get the new Call of Duty? You gonna get Call of Duty Black Ops fucking 11? And it's like
13.
It's a little funny. But yeah, Knockout City is great. But, like, Knockout City's competitive, so, like, I would argue, like, maybe
it's
that's
really
not...
fun.
It is fun.
True. I play with my friends. I play with like Bent and, like, Cancer Bus and, like, Renzo. So, like, we just go in there, we just dick around and have a good time.
Yeah.
I love that game. I think it's a really, really good watch.
It's an unexpectedly good game. And I think, like, there are games like Rocket League that are a little bit more competitive also that, like, people love. You've been playing for a long time. I like, as a battle royale, I like Apex. Although, honestly, I haven't played in a while, so that's, like, a kind of outdated opinion. I can't tell. I have no idea how they've changed it. Lord knows. Like, if I keep every week, I'm like, you should play Destiny, and then they put something out. It's like, don't play it right now. And then, like, they're like, now's a good time. It's like, wait a minute. They nerfed stasis, and it's like, all right, yeah. It's with live service things, it could be a bit messy, but
a bit.
I would say, honestly, dude, Left 4 Dead's cheap. It's on PC. It's super accessible. Load that up with your friends. I think you'll have a good time. Maybe you've already done that, and maybe you're looking for something new, or maybe you think it's too old to be enjoyable now. I promise you it's not. You can mod that thing. Game. You can mod Left 4 Dead in ways that is just beyond anything. Like, my game currently allows you to play... I think all the survivors are velociraptors, and all of the aliens are, like... Or all of the zombies are fucking spiders. So it's a fucking disaster.
It sounds so fun.
And I have a little flashlight with Wilford Brimley's face on it. It's wonderful. But
that's hilarious.
It's fun. Nosferati wrote in. Ooh. Little vampire boy. He says, hey there, your favorite Martian, Miles Morales, if he was in Spider-Man 3 and quite literally Arbiter. Who do you guys, or what do you guys think about the old Tony Hawk games? I've always played American Wasteland and as a kid, and it introduced me to a lot of punk bands, but I only got into Underground about 4 years ago. Wow, really? How old is Underground?
Crazy. Old. Like, I wasn't in high school yet.
Yeah, wow, 2003. Yeah, none of us were even close to high school. That's that's crazy that it's that old.
I played, I remember Underground 1 had 2 had a tricycle boss, a mini boss, and then 3 had something special. They had like weird ass mini bosses.
I didn't play the Undergrounds. I played or maybe I did play Underground. I must have played. Yeah, no. I played Underground was the last one that I played because it had the track maker, right? It had like the park editor, and I remember it had the TNT song in it. That's the only thing I remember. I have a very specific memory of like making a stupidly long rail to fucking TNT Dynamite, and that's about it. But fucking yeah, I don't know, man. Like I was more into Pro Skater.
I played up to 5, I think.
You played the 5th Pro Skater?
Or 5. I think I played up to 5. Yeah, I played all of them.
5 came out like 6 years ago.
Oh, no. So I played up to 4 then?
Probably, yeah.
I played up to the PS2 one.
Yeah. Hold on. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. I think that's real. I'm fairly certain that's a real game. Yeah. So that was
PS2.
That was 2002. So that was a year before Underground. And that was on PS2.
So I played all of those. I played Underground. I played all of Underground. Then I played Underground 2 for the beginning. And that was the time that Skate came out. So I played a little bit of Skate. Skate was fucking... I love... Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 are like very important games to like my childhood. That got me into punk music too, actually. That's why I started liking Rise Against and Rage Against the Machine. And I found out about more like typical rock from that game. That's what got me into it. And... it was just everyone was playing that game. Like we'd come over like, hey, you want to play Skate? And we'd play Skate on a PS1. Like it'd be one controller. We'd be like, all right, it's my turn, man. All right, and we'd play back and forth. That was such a fucking. Was it Skate? That was
Skate
the game, right? The game
Skate
mode?
came out on 360.
No, the game mode in Pro Skater. The game mode Skate.
Oh, I don't know. It's been. Is that the one where you have to collect the letters?
You gotta do the same move someone else just did.
Oh, I don't remember. Like I never played it.
Skate.
I never played it with people. I always play it by myself. Because I had no friends or siblings. But
I played with my friends. It was great.
I played up until 3, and then I stopped. And I played a little bit of Underground because I must have. Because I have that very vivid memory of playing it on the Xbox. Which is, not associated with Tony Hawk at all. But, yeah, no, those are fucking good games. I think they're making a new Skate. I'm pretty sure. And I think their EA has some pseudo E3 event kind of soon, I think, like in July. So I think they might say something about it there. They like announced that it was being made last year, but they didn't show anything. So, I mean, who knows? We might see some new Skate. I would imagine.
Hopefully.
People are excited about it. People love Skate. I never got into it. It's too technical and specific for me. Like I like the more arcadey style, but
it's just silly enough for me to really enjoy it.
Did you ever do Tony Hawk Ride with like that weird like fucking board that you had to stand on?
Oh yeah, to stand on. I never did that.
That was fucking stupid.
I definitely love Tony Hawk games though, because I was because even before I left New York City, like I was like 2004 was like the time where skating became like cool proper, like all over the U.S. So all of my friends were skating, and then I tried skating for like a year or two, and I was like, I'm not good enough to do tricks, but I can just skateboard, and that was it.
I could never even skateboard. I can't do it. I have bad balance.
It's so fucking skateboarding is really really fun.
Yeah, I wish I could do it without. I think I have too much apprehensive fear of like breaking my bones. Like I can't do it.
You got to get over that.
I can't get over that. That's like base instinct.
You got to get over that. You got to get on the board and just be like, I'm gonna go forward, and I'm just gonna go forward, going forward, and that's it.
Look, I'm 27 years old. I missed the boat on start trying to skate. I'm not gonna be like.
You can ride a bike though, right? You can ride a bike and everything.
Yeah, I can ride a bike.
Okay, gotcha. So you're fine. You could be able to skate.
It's been a while though, to be honest. Like, and the
I
last
rode a bike last time like 2 years ago.
The last bike that I had was the one that I bought in Glendale, and like, that was too tall for me. Like it was just too like. So I gave it to someone. I don't even remember who the fuck I gave it to. Was it Jalen that I gave it to?
Was it the Jalen or Whiskey? One of the two.
Kmart. It was Kmart. Kmart took my bike. That's right. Oh well. But yeah. Tony Hawk is good.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's fucking crazy too. Like I saw a video of him like doing some crazy trick recently, and I'm like, aren't you like 50?
He did his final 900, and he was like, I'm done. Because he could have, dude, I saw it, and it wasn't a clean one. And I was like, this could end really badly. He landed, he took his shit off, and he walked right off the pike. And he was like, I proved that I can do that still. No more. And he left.
Yeah. God bless him. God bless
Remember
our
he was
Lord and
young?
Savior.
Remember he was young? Remember he was like 22, 23?
Yeah, he was 23 when we were kids.
Yeah, he was a young guy.
God help. Anyway.
Oof.
This is, God, always gets so uncomfortable. Racist's Snake wrote in. He says, "Hello, my future vessels. Will you guys have open lobbies on Halo Infinite? All the love, all the way from Portugal. And Goku 100% better than Superman." All right. Well,
It's opinion based, but yes, absolutely.
yeah,
The day it comes out, I'm gonna stream multiplayer. The day it comes out, Chris is gonna be doing a proper story mode. I'm gonna be in multiplayer for at least the first 3-4 days until I get good at the game.
Yeah, you guys can you can expect that I'll be on that. Like, it's obviously like it looks good and I'm excited about it, and we might, assuming that the first time I'm able to stream it is when the game launches proper, then I'm probably going to go through the story first and do that. I'll stream the story, not going to be looking at chat. I've seen this a million times, people spoiling shit in chat on stream. I'm not going to do that. You guys can see my initial reaction to the game, because I think that'd be fun to just for me to have. I think that'd be fun to look back on. But I'm going to be doing the story first, and then we'll start doing like multiplayer lobbies. But if the rumors are true that there is a beta, or as they like to put it, a limited technical preview, if that launches anytime before the game comes out, I will be streaming it. I don't know if it'll have like custom lobby support. I doubt that. I think it's just going to be matchmaking for obviously server reasons. But absolutely, I'm going to be streaming Halo Infinite the second I can. Like that's instantly. That'll be.
I gotta get good. I gotta be able to do no scope snipers. Once I can do that, once I can proficiently do that, the deflector. Oh,
I was watching that gameplay again, and like the reticle for the sniper is so small, it looks
perfect.
So hard to snipe, which
it's
is
so
good.
Perfect.
But
oof, I can't wait. All the fucking armaments. I can't wait to fucking grappling hook something from across the map. Someone's about to get the fucking sniper, and I grappling hook to myself. I'm like, you can't get it, and I kill them. Ooh.
It's gonna be so mean.
Ooh.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the for whenever I'm gonna be able to get my hands on this. I think Lil Birdie told me it might be soon, so we shall see how that goes. And Nikki Ziggy wrote in, said, "Sup guys, it me. Got an existential question for you. How do you three deal or process the thought of your own death?" Ooh. "As an atheist, I don't believe in the afterlife, and not gonna lie, the thought of one day no longer existing has absolutely kept me up at night. I had a recent really nice conversation with Logic once, where he told me he gets comfort from thinking about how our place in time is permanent, like a stamp on a timeline of the universe. That's kind of an interesting way to think about it. I am never bothered by this.
I am sort of bothered by the fact that like I will no longer exist because of the amalgam of my emotions. But I hope that in my death, I've helped enough people that they'll remember me. Like I do enough good for the world that if everyone ever looks back on like, oh, Tom Sweeney or like Kingston Jameson, they'll be like, oh, he was a good kid. He helped a lot of people. He had a good heart. And that's it. And it helps me sleep at night.
I just don't care about... I sincerely, like, without a doubt, just don't believe that... Like, I don't think it's nothingness. I think it's just because people perceive nothingness as, like, you're just conscious and cognitively aware of just this black void where time passes and you're just, like, thinking yourself into an oblivion that you just can't control. And it's like, no, it's just, it stops. It's no different than remembering before you were born. I think it's literally the absence of anything. And it's why I'm convinced that that's the case to the point where I'm not even remotely bothered. What bothers me is how people I care about will react, like, when I am gone. Like, that's the saddest thing, because that is, you know, that's something that will persist regardless of whether or not I'm gone. So, like, that's the stuff that bothers me. But, like, as far as, like, my own consciousness, where I go, I am not even slightly bothered.
Yeah, I'm okay with the fact I'm going to disappear. That doesn't bother me anymore. It's like,
Yeah, I'm all good about it. In fact,
I just hope that, like, I don't know. I hope it's not painful. Like, that's about it. Like, I hope it's not extremely painful. Other than that, I'm okay with it.
I don't think it will be. Unless you know, God knows who knows how any of us are gonna go.
Exactly.
But, unless you're, I don't know, man. Unless you're in a really fucked situation, which like I do my best to avoid.
I try, but I don't always succeed.
You know what that is? That's the fucking live leak person in you who just like has seen so many tires like fucking snipe people from across highways that you're just constantly looking over your shoulder wondering like, when am I going to get splayed by a fucking 18-wheeler's loose tire tunneling down a highway at fucking Mach 10.
The irony of how often they hit people is puzzling.
It's crazy because that means
people.
Because you know what gets me about those videos of like loose tires like rolling off of the highway and like hitting the one person in a field, what blows my mind about that is like that's all the stuff that's happening on camera. You know? So imagine how many times this happens where it's not caught on film. Imagine how many tires are just flying into the middle of nowhere and not hitting anything. You have to assume, based on all of these videos, you have to assume that every square foot of the planet has been traversed in some way, shape, or form by a loose, fast tire. Because pure mathematics are just like, how is it likely at all that they were just standing in that place and they just so happened to get beamed?
The first video in that, always in that compilation, dude, that guy gets hit and he gets hit and he turns off and slaps against the ground. I've never seen someone go limp like that in my life, bro.
It's insane.
Limp.
Tires are no joke, man. A tire is a big fuck. By the way, tires are not like these like fluffy
Truck
like
tires
soft.
are huge, bro.
They're huge. They're hard. Just because they're full of air doesn't mean they're not like, you get hit with a tire. That's like a. It's like when people say like, oh, just jump in the water. Who cares if you're like 100 feet up? It's like, dude, water at 100 feet up
hurts.
Hurts
a lot.
Yeah, that's like
you
concrete.
Ever jumped off like a 50-foot jump? Like I've jumped off a 50-foot drop before into water, and like if I didn't have my toes angled, I would have broke my ankles. Literally, it hurt my face when my face hit the water because of how fucking much force you build up on you just hit a surface. It all gets transferred to the surface, but you still make contact with it. It's really bad.
I have never had the urge to do that, to do the whole, like, I'm going to jump into a body of water from, like, a stupid high height. Like, I've never once thought, oh, I want to do that. Have you done that? You've done that, right?
I did it in Mexico. I did it in there's something called cenotes, which are pretty much like just caverns that have deep water in it, and you don't know where it comes from, but it's a hole in the earth that has a deep thing of water. And like I jumped off, and my worst fear is deep water. My grandma was like, "Just do it, do it so you can conquer your fear. Just do it, So I did it. I jumped in, and when I went in, I looked down, and I saw darkness. And I got out the water, and I was shaking.
Conquering fears is overrated.
I
really think it is. There are certain fears that like I think you should conquer, like public speaking or like things like that. But the second it's like, dude, just confront your fears, and it's like, oh, but I'm scared of wild polar bears, and it's like, yeah, but like
that's a sensible fear though.
Exactly,
that's a logical fear. It's like deep water is a logical fear, but like it could so happen I could end up in deep water and I would just freeze and die. Like that, like I would freeze up, like I would not be able to react and die, opposed to like I might be able to swim to safety if I just like power my way through it.
Yeah,
that's the difference. But like if you're afraid, if your worst fear is fucking gunmen, don't face your fear. Just let your fear persist. Keep yourself safe.
Oh my god. It's I don't know, man. Like I don't know if I have that many fears that I think are worth conquering. Really, like
the deep water one is for me. Like I needed to conquer that. I'm still afraid of deep water, but like not as terrified.
Yeah, you can swim.
Yeah, that's when they have in my corners I can swim. That's it. But like,
but if you found yourself in like the middle of the ocean, would you even bother swimming?
I'm scared, but I'm tearing up because I thought about that. But like, I would try something. I would try. I would lay on my back. Hopefully, I float to salvation.
God bless you.
Hopefully a whale picks me up and takes me to safety.
Can you, dude? If you manage that, I don't know how. I don't think I could be friends with you after that.
I would think I'm Christ if that happened to me.
Yeah, like you'd have to assume like this is like divine intervention. Like that would mean that you're like some greater part of like a big thing that like I can't even comprehend. It's like I can't with this. That's too much. A whale saves you.
You gotta move out, dude. Sorry. I know you just got back from like that whole situation, but you gotta move out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Who am I to say that a portal is not gonna open in our apartment one day and like summon you, and it's not gonna like open like where my computer is and just fuck up half my shit. Like
in the middle of your computer, it pops open. You're like, bro.
I just got this desk.
God damn.
But anyway, guys, I think now's about that time. Pack it in. It's a little bit shorter than our usual episode, obviously, because Derrick is not here. Also, just comparatively, like not a lot's been happening since we last recorded. So, hopefully, we got through some of your questions. There will be one more episode. Next week is going to be confusing because Sweeney is going to be on vacation. I don't know if Derrick's going to have his shit sorted by then. So we'll see.
We'll
what
figure
happens.
it out. We'll keep you guys follow the Snark Tank on Twitter, Snark Tank team on Twitter for more information to keep you guys selves like very up to date about what's happening. But we will keep you guys posted on what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Most likely, we're thinking that Chris is probably gonna try to round up questions for his solo cast, and we'll put that on Patreon.
Yeah,
and then we'll figure.
You know what
that's what we're trying, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe getting like a temporary guest in.
That works.
Just to have someone. So we'll figure that out. But you know, in the meantime, if you liked what you heard today, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode and access to special bonus solo episodes. Mine will be the next one on that, so look out for that. $5 gets you access or gets you a question read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That's one payment in, and you're in for good. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will now do. Sweeney, count me in.
3, 2, 1.
Shout out to Nikki Ziggy, by the way, whose name just never shows up, even though I've confirmed that you are indeed part of this group. I don't know what the fuck's up with that. Thank you, Ziggy. Patreon's weird sometimes. Ryber525 and the case of the My Little Pony figurine in the mason jar. Jack Hing Off. Racist's Snake. 10 hours of Spawn saying Malboja. Relaxing sounds for stress relief, meditation, deep sleep. MLG Footlicker, a Vex simulation gone sexual. Tell 'em Steve Dave. Dragon by H.P. Lovecraft. I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more penniless. Well, geez, I don't know how to help you. What you know about that? Yeah, what you rolling down? What you know about rolling down in the deep? Trashbag 7, Otaku Burnal, Mr. Gay, the Sweeney Hate, Tom I End Name. Tuberculized Arthur Morgan, Pimpolian, the Pokemon Pimp, Emperor of Penguins, Ethan is here, Keith Dactyl, Fisto the Unyielding. It's a pretty good name. Willy Wonka's Cum Diddlyumptious Bar, Not Gay Ben, I'm not gay, really, no, I'm not. Seriously, I swear to you, I'm not. You have to believe me. The Fireball, Little Sweeney threw and killed God. White Guilt, paying his reparations, but not guilty enough to shorten my name. Take my money. John Strickland, Boo Sniggins, Mercs, 1889. The Milkman that looks like Chris. Dark Magician of Chaos. Derrick, yes, Derrick, it counts as bestiality if you want to fuck Tali Zora. Jack McCann, the Irishman, whose name is not John McCann. What? Read it right or I'll skull fuck your dad, Chris. You can't do it. I'm not going to read that right. I just don't know. Like that looks. I feel like I'm reading it right. So fuck you. When in doubt, splooge it out. The First Church of Keith David. Tom Sweeney's views on the gays do not reflect the views of our church. Goops McKenzie, Deal Do, Appa Yif Yif, Femboy Hooters Waiter, Sammy and his Big Titty Fishy, the Southern chick that loves you all enough to give you $30 every month. Thank you. That's the highest. It's the highest possible amount, I think. Drunken Dullahan. A dick in the wand is worth 2 in the ass. Pre-Roz, Chris Farley, Death Egg, a tiny Asian man, one of the real biological sons of Tom Sweeney, who was conceived on one of Sweeney's many sexcapades. Please help me. I haven't felt the touch of a woman in over 10 years. Blake 896, the epic Oshawott, Silly Putty Either. Can a Crip date an Asian named Sue Woo? trying to think about what that means.
Suwu is the blood call. That's
Oh my God, really?
Say. Yes. So a Crip dating an Asian named Suwu would be like kind of blasphemy. Like, what's her name? Her name's Suwu, and you're like, what you say, blood? What you say, blood?
Oh my God. Gee, that's a lot. That's too much lore for me to dig into. Ace Man,
Yeah.
fucking kill me. Keith David. I hear Sweeney likes Louis Farrakhan. He might also like Mein Kampf.
Look, I'm not gonna go into that right now.
Diego Andre Hernandez. Hey, boss, I have captured all of the Snark Trinity. Now I don't have to crave the embrace of human being, for I have ascended. Ryan Lucchesi. Thick thighs may save lives, but tomboy abs make my world go round. Sloshy Scout. Keith David. God damn it, the third page is not loading. Come on, hurry up. Cute femboy with the sexy thigh highs. Tom Sweeney, the atrocious alien fucker. Please check out my podcast called How Do We Get Here every Thursday. Leroy Jenkins. Hope you guys like Weezer. You guys have such bad takes that I want to scream slurs until my voice gives out. Hard Hat Skydiver. I was born after 9/11 and I paid taxes this year. Get fucked, olds.
Oh, damn, that's creepy.
Fuck you, Chris. My name will be as long as I want. I pay $25 for this shit. Sir Floyd, the Breathless. Alaskan Oilfield Trash. Keith David, the Arbiter of Teabags. Juan Punchman. Marcus Shorten. Keith David, I blew up a litter of kittens. Call it Bomb Pussy. Papa Nurgle. Blend a Baby. Shake Shack. Fuck you, Paul Joseph Watson. You maladjusted Jackanini. Driving a car into Helen Parr's Parachute Pussy. Game Controller 25. Chris, Living, Breathing Cocksleeve. Murder Ascended. Keith David. Keith David, the dyslexic that feels Chris's pain. Some coon minion. That's when Tariq Nasheed called fucking Derrick a coon minion. Oh my God. Lobotomized Jesus and his 12 Downey disciples diddled dogs for Dogecoin. Sunny side up abortion baby. Oh my God. Heiko, I think Chris and Derrick would like Unleash the Archers. Try the Apex album. Just another femboy on this godforsaken Patreon. 7-year-old fetus. Moto Zealot. Hey, you're finally awake, trying to cross the border, right? Rock right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. The first game ever to introduce Rumble feature, Worm Odyssey. Is that real? All right. Hiroshima Spicy. That can't be real. Worm Odyssey sounds like a fake game. I bet that's like a fucking Oni Plays thing. Hiroshima Spicy Mushroom. Is this hard to read because I'm running out of ideas, to be honest? Dummy Thick Dave, Heartless Wretch, a.k.a. the Ebony Goblin from the dump of New York City. I give a 9.5 out of 10 to this. It's a pretty nice cock. JFK's mind-blowing cherry pie recipes. I'm a dick suck. I like a dick suck. I like my dick sucked. I'll buy you a dick suck. Ian G., the former consumer of Yummy Yummy Cummies. Heath Absage David, Badly Brave, and Final Page. Hugger Derrick, the movie theater assistant manager. Keitherian David. Chris Gate, my Pergerian hunting ass. Deflated left ass cheek. All hands on dick. Arrow, Sunny Chance. Tom Sweeney is one hot take away from needing to have his tweets protected. Send tweet Richter86. And to round things all off, as always, King of Haphazard.
Let's go.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This is a shorter episode, but we hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back on schedule pretty soon. This one should be out on time. Mm-hmm. And we'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm gonna go have fun with my girlfriend on a beach. Losers. Fuck you guys.
Anyway, I'll see you next week. We'll figure something out.